Alright guys. Okay, there we go. Welcome to the 2022 Radiance Technology and Defense Bowl pregame press conference. Going first, the Louisiana Ragin Cajuns. Following them will be the Houston Cougars. But from Louisiana, we have the head coach, Michael Desimo, defensive lineman Zion Hill Green, and running back Chris Smith. Coach, we'll start with a statement from you and then open up for questions. Please raise your hand. We'll bring a mic to you and for those questions.
Well, on behalf of our program, our staff, our coaches, our players, I just want to say how grateful we are to be here playing in the Independence Bowl. The city of Shreveport, the people with the Independence Bowl, the volunteers, everyone who's helped put this on have been nothing short of amazing. The hospitality here has been first class, and it's always good to feel like you're in a place where you're wanted, and we've felt that way since we've been here. So, we're really excited about it. This week in Shreveport's been great. Our kids, the one thing that's fun about our team is they enjoy spending time together. They enjoy being around each other, and these bowl games are it's a reward for a job well done, and it's an opportunity for them to get to spend more time together. And this week's been a lot of fun. I'll let these guys talk about it a little bit. It's really about them. They're the ones who earned this opportunity. So, we're gonna get ready to go, and Friday we'll get ready to go out there and go play. And last opportunity for this team to put it on display. So we'll be ready to go and ready to get out there and see what we can do on Friday.
Okay, we'll open up for questions. Raise your hand and we'll bring you a mic.
Zion, going into your last game, the Pavilion in White for you, how special has this week been so far? How special was this game for you? And then also we talked to Coach Morgan yesterday, and he probably expects for tomorrow to be a field day. Tomorrow to be a field day with the weather. Can you elaborate on that?
The biggest thing I've been focused on this week is probably spending time with my teammates. That's time we want to get back. Like Coach Ed said, we cherish the moments with our teammates. That's my family. That's the brotherhood. And playing our bowl game in, I'll say, in the home state, my family gets to come. They're coming about 40, a total of 40 of them. But I love that, I love the support. I love Cajun Nation, And being that this is my last one, I'm ready to have fun. Have fun on the field. We stress that a lot. So we're going to have fun and fly around.
And about the weather, too.
Oh, and the weather. We've been in worse conditions. We played in worse conditions. We were just talking about that before we left the hotel. We played in worse conditions. So I feel like, it can either be a good thing or a bad thing. It's a mental thing, I would say, when you're playing football in the weather. It's going to be a little chilly. I will have a long sleeve on, but I feel like we're going to be perfectly fine.
For all of you guys, start with Zion. What is the coldest football game that you've ever remembered?
We played App State in 2020. I'll say maybe 20-something degrees, and the wind was probably 30 miles per hour, and it was raining. The rain was sideways, literally sideways, but that's probably the worst conditions. We're trying to hold down the tents on the sideline, the tents flying away. Couldn't feel your hands, no matter what you did. I put warm skin lotion on, everything, it just still didn't work, But I'll probably say that's the worst conditions I ever played in.
Chris?
That was definitely the worst because walking from the hunt, once your feet get wet, your hands get cold, your ears get cold, it's done. There's nothing you can do. Plus playing behind and watching which of the Trey Ravens they played in most of the game, I'm on the side, just watching, so I'm over there freezing to death. We got the 3 jackets on, 2 beanies, but it's not working. But it was a great experience. It's a lot to learn from just playing that type of weather, that type of condition. Didn't get back to Louisiana where it's almost 90, 100 degrees, so it's things we've been through about it, but it's been great. So I think that's what we face worse than that.
Well, I guess it wasn't a game, but whenever I went from Jacksonville to Calgary, when I left Jacksonville, it was 90 degrees, and the next morning at practice in Calgary, it was about 10 degrees. So that was a little bit of a shock. But yeah, no, these guys are the ones that got to play in it. So they've handled it well before, so they'll do it again.
Well, I have the mic. If I could ask you, Coach, I know you weren't around that far back, you're not old like me, but does this bowl game almost complete a circle since back in the 76, 77, 78, during that time, this bowl game featured the winner of the Southland Conference, which then USL was a part of. Is this sort of completing a circle?
I don't know. I mean, I think for us, it's a bowl game that I think it's one that we've always been very intrigued by. Being in state, it's one that has got a long history of good football. I've got memories of watching it whenever I was young. The Snow Bowl, I think, is the one that everybody kind of, remembers from the Independence Bowl. But for us, it's just a really good match. I mean, you heard Zion talk about his family being able to be here. Chris's family's right on I-20, straight shot over. I mean, it's just, I don't know about the history part of it because a lot of our players, they don't really even know anything about the Southland, that UL was a part of it at the time. But for us, I know it's just a great opportunity. It's something that we're excited about. And it's been, up to this point, it's been nothing but it's exceeded expectations.
Michael, as you've prepared for this game, just curious offensively with what Houston brings, specifically with Dell or Tune, you can kind of just give your thoughts on that duo right there and sort of how you approach facing a offense like that.
Well, I think it starts, with Coach Holgerson and Coach Dawson. Those guys, they're really, really talented offensive minds. Those guys have coached good ball everywhere they've been. They do a great job. Quarterback's extremely talented. He's got arm talent. He's athletic. He can run. He can get out of the pocket. The receiver, he's just one of those guys that you get the ball in space and he's hard to get on the ground. And, that's they don't turn the ball over a whole lot. The quarterback makes good decisions, which is always a key part of it, particularly when you throw it as much as they do. But yeah, those guys, you can tell they've got a chemistry. They know, quarterback knows where the receiver's going to be. You trust them, the receiver makes plays. You got to know where he's at all times. You got to put pressure on the quarterback. You got to make him uncomfortable in the pocket. You got to make sure that you get pushed. You can't just sit back there and hold it. And then the secondary, you got to contest everything. And, it's got to be contested catches. It's got to be catch tackles. And when you hit people, you got to hit them. Same thing with the quarterback. Everything that you can do legally within the game, you've got to affect the quarterback. You got to knock him on the ground. You got to have pressure on him, and you got to make him uncomfortable in the pocket. And you do that over the course of a game, and the long-term effect is what you're looking for in the end. Hopefully, the cumulative effect, you can rattle them and you can keep them off of their game, but they're going to make plays. We know that they've got good players. They've got a good team. So, you just got to play the long game with them, and you got to do it early and often, and you just got to kind of stick to what you believe works.
Good morning, guys. This is for everyone. About a half dozen players from this corner of 3180. A lot of the talk has been about how families will be able to come and see this game. Have you seen those players from this area have a little bit more pep in their step this week, starting with Zion?
I'll say the main person I've been noticing is AJ Gilly. This is something around our offensive lineman. He came up to me I'll probably say about 5 times since we've been out here saying his family's coming. But I'm excited for him. That's a lot of things that a lot of players don't get to experience. A lot of players are far away from home. But that's something I'm excited. I'm more excited than him for his family to watch him play, because not every family member is going to make every game. But this game, I would say I'm excited to see AJ Gilly play. Excited to see him go.
A lot of guys are close to home, so bringing their family. I know they're gonna bring energy, but just look in the stands. Once you look in the stands, you see your family up there. It's like it brings you to a different level. So I got my mom, she's coming, and I got my fiance coming from Texas, and also I got my second family I live with. They're all coming from the same place too. But when you look in the stands, and you see your family up there, it's like a whole different energy which goes through your body. It's like you want to make them proud. You want to make this team proud. You want to make the Cajun Nation proud. So them just being here, a lot of people get to see their kids play. It might be the last game. You might not never know, but sitting in the stands going to bring a lot of energy that we're going to need, and we really appreciate that.
For Zion and Chris, I play against it. Just what can you guys share about just the conversations that you guys had with entering the NFL draft and those conversations? And then two, what is the thing that you hope to get out of most in this game in your last time playing as it pertains to the next step?
I would say the thing I'm worried about most is, like I said, cherishing the time with my teammates. I've been there 6 years. I'll say I'm the vet on the team, but cherishing my time with my teammates is something big. Every time we're at the hotel, I'm in another teammate's room, enjoying their time, enjoying each other's time. And I would say declaring for the draft, that's a big thing. That's something some kids dream of since 4 years old. That is a big goal of mine, in life also. For a second in football, I didn't know if I was going to keep playing or not, But that was a decision I made, and I thank Coach Des for it, a tough decision I had to make. And I decided to put my head down and work, so I'm ready to see what the next level holds.
Coach, is it becoming more common to work on recruiting and having the National Signing Day during bowl season, or what is the challenges of being able to pull off signing day during bowl?
Well, I think there's always a lot of irons in the fire, and I think, for us, it's not unique. Our bowls tend to be a little bit earlier in bowl season, so for us, this is something that we've been through for a while. I think the big thing that you have to do is you just have to be organized and plan out your time, and you set the schedule, and you got to make sure that you have time for recruiting. That's always important. I think recruiting, obviously, everyone knows you've got to continue to recruit good players to win. You don't play in bowl games if you don't have good players. But it's really balancing doing what's right for the team that you've got currently, because they want to win. And so our number one job is to make sure we get them prepared to go play. And then all the time in between, you're preparing to sign the next class, and you're preparing to get those guys on board so you can come back and do it again. So our staff does a phenomenal job. All of our recruiting personnel, they've done a great job throughout this whole thing. Recruiting is it's a year-long process, and it starts with just a tape, right, and the name of a person that you really don't know anything about, and then all of a sudden you get to signing day, and then your family, like, you've built these relationships with them, and it's the beginning of something. I was fortunate enough to be a part of both of these guys recruiting. And that's what, as a coaching staff, is so exciting, because it's not that you're trying to replace the next group, but it's just you're bringing the next group in. It's more about being able to bring them in and create those relationships. And I've told our team this a bunch of times. This is like a funny part of the year, because you're excited about the class that you signed yesterday, but God, man, I'm dreading tomorrow, the end of the game, with these guys leaving. I really am. Because it's never the same, when you lose the seniors, the next group, the next team takes its own identity, and it has its own type of, character. So, you're juggling a lot of things, but these guys are and have been our focus since we've been here, and we want to send them out the right way, tomorrow with a win.
Perfect segue, Chris. You've been a part of this 5-year bowling run of the Cajuns, and you've seen the coach as he was an offensive coordinator. How excited are you for him in this moment to have had this leading role, leading you all here? And then my second question is, just talk about how efficient the run game is going to be in tomorrow's conditions.
I would say it's really exciting, because last year he stepped in as his first game in the bowl game. And he did really great. But I didn't get to be a part of that on the field was I was off the field. So my part was just like coaching wise, getting the running backs ready, but seeing him call plays in, be able to step up when he needs to, call plays when he needs to, get the guys excited to go and play. It was great to watch. Now that I get to be a part of it, I'm even more excited, because I know he's going to take care of us, he's going to take care of me, myself, just giving us opportunity to go out there and win. What's your second question again?
How efficient the run game is going to be tomorrow?
It's going to be pretty good. I think for us is run the ball at will, throw the ball at will. If we can do that, we can go out there and have anybody, it don't matter who it is, just do what we got to do whenever we want to do it. So with us O-line up front, they're excited to be here. We get O-line a couple of days off, a couple of weeks off. They're fresh, big guys, they're ready to go. It's going to be good.
Any other questions?
Coach, you mentioned, and for both of the guys too, you mentioned being involved with these two guys right from the start. You're on the staff, 40 wins in 4 years. What does that say about the legacy of this group?
I mean, no one else has ever done it. And any time, we've been playing football here for a long time. You've had some great players here. You get on the list, Jake Malone, Brandon Stokely's, Peanut Tillman's. I mean, the list goes on and on. And anytime you can say that a class is the first to ever do it, I mean, I think that's saying something. So, I tell these guys this, what they're leaving behind though, with the group that's going to stay here, it means more and it's more significant than the 40 wins in 4 years. People don't understand that are outside of our locker room that don't understand, but if you're in it, you understand why this team's been able to handle the adversity that we've had, I mean, really since last December, right? They've been able to handle the adversities because of these guys, and it's a lot to say because 40 wins in 4 years is a heck of a lot, and we'll take that, and if we can bottle that up and keep doing it. But their legacy with this team goes way beyond that, and it means way more to me because our team and the character of our team comes from that group and their leadership. So, I'll let them talk about what it means to them, but I know for me, the things that they've done in that locker room mean more than any of that.
I would say the legacy is a big thing. I came in 2017. I would say that's the class I'll say that started the movement. That's kind of when the culture started changing. And I would say that's a big thing to me. It's a very big thing. But I'm also excited to come back next year and see the other defensive linemen play. I'm happy to see the freshmen step up and play their role. Cause I feel like a lot of freshmen, they sit back and watch the older guys. They're waiting for their turn. But the legacy you leave somewhere is a big thing. I would say it's how people remember you, how they're going to remember you, how you went about your way, how you work. So the legacy is a big thing for me, and I feel like we're leaving a good one. We're going to leave off on a good note.
Let's do James in the back and then Wesley and
Chris, my question is for you. I'm James Sutton, KSLA News 12. I wanted to ask a similar question to Megan, but how excited are you to be the running back now in this bowl game? Because you mentioned earlier how you didn't get a chance to play in that game. You're trying to stay warm. How excited are you just to be the running back, kind of be the key back in this game?
I'm excited. This is just not for me. This is for this is for the Lafayette. So rather than what they represent, it's not just a name on the back, it's a name on the front. And when I signed here in 2018, I knew where I wanted to be. I know I'm going to help this team win the championship, and that's what we've done. I just want to keep out there and just go do what I can do, let this team win. I know the game will go a great way.
Coach, you have talked all week about the respect you have for Coach Holgerson in Houston. There's the contrast there, right? He's been there, done that everywhere he's gone. You're young in your head coaching career. What's your relationship like with him? And have you had any maybe one-on-one conversations with him this week?
With Coach Holgerson? No, I mean, all of our conversations have been very, very light. We met for the first time over here at the bowl game. So my respect and admiration has been for his career and what I've seen him do. I know Shannon a little bit personally, just from being on the road recruiting a little bit. But this coaching thing, I mean, everybody starts somewhere, and I'm proud of my path that I've been able to take to get here. And I've had great mentors along the way too. So, it's exciting for me, but it's always been more about these kids than it ever has been or will be about me. And I'm excited for them to get to go play in this bowl game because they earned it. And, probably in the middle of the year, whenever things kind of got a little bit shaky for us, we sat down and we said as a team, what do we want? Do we want this? Do we not? And it was up to them to decide that they wanted it, and they did, and they attacked it, and here we are. And I'm proud of the resolve this team has. And when you got a team that wants to play and they're hungry, you can go out there and you can go do something. And these guys are going to be ready to go play on Friday.
All right, thanks guys. Coach, can you stay up for a second and do a photo op?